Please accept my humble obeisances. This is Vinita Gandharvika Devidasi from Texas, welcoming all the devotees to Bhakti Sangha conference call. I thank all of you for attending this session. Please forgive me for interrupting your ecstatic chanting. I would like to read the 10 offenses to the holy name, which are to be avoided, written by Srila Vyasadeva in Padma Purana. 1. To blaspheme the devotees who have dedicated their life for propagating the holy name of the Lord. 2. To consider the name of demigods like Lord Shiva or Lord Brahma to be equal or to be independent of the name of Lord Vishnu. 3. To disobey the order of the spiritual master. 4. To blaspheme the Vedic scriptures or scriptures in pursuance to the Vedic version. 5. To consider the glories of chanting Hare Krishna to be an imagination. 6. To give some interpretation to the holy name of the Lord. 7. To commit sinful activities on the strength of the holy name. 8. To consider the chanting of Hare Krishna as one of the auspicious ritualistic activities which are offered in Vedas as fruitive activity, Karma Kanda. 9. To instruct a faithless person about the glories of the holy name. 10. To not to have a complete faith in chanting of the holy name and to maintain material attachment even after understanding so many instructions on this matter. It is also an offense to be inattentive while chanting. Every devotee who claims to be Vaishnava must guard against these offenses in order to achieve the desired success of Krishna Prema. Once again, I thank everyone for joining today's Bhakti Sangha conference call. Let us move on to our next part of the session, which is Srimad Bhagavatam class. Before that, may I know who all joined this morning?
हरे कृष्ण विनीता गंधर्विका माता जी दंडवत प्रणाम। शिला प्रभुपाद की जय, गुरु महाराज की जय। प्रीति दासी from Shad. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Preeti Mataji, Dhanavad Pranam, all glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you so much, Mataji, for joining and giving your association. Welcome to the call.
Hare Krishna.
Mataji, Dhanavad Pranams. Please accept my humble obeisances. I am Nishtha Bhakti from Canada. Thank you so much for giving me opportunity to serve. Thank you so much.
Hare Krishna, Nishtha Bhakti Mataji, Dhanavad Pranam, all glories to Srila Prabhupada. Welcome to our conference call, Mataji. Thank you so much for coming and serving the group. We are very grateful to you. Hare Krishna, welcome to the call.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Dhanavad Pranam, all glories to Prabhupada, all glories to Prabhupada. All glories to somebody. This is Mohini Lakshmi from this right.
Hare Krishna, Mohini Lakshmi Mataji, Dhanavad Pranam, all glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you so much, Mataji, for joining and giving your association. Welcome to the call. Hare Krishna, is there anybody who would like to introduce themselves? Please go ahead.
Hare Krishna, Vinita Mataji. Please accept my humble obeisances, Shashla Prabhupada. This is Preeti Vilasni Devi Dasi from Atlanta. Thank you, Mataji, for your warm welcome.
Hare Krishna, Preeti Vilasni Mataji, Dhanavad Pranam, all glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you so much, Mataji, for joining, and thank you so much for all your services for the Bhakti Sangha, Mataji. Very grateful to you. Hare Krishna, welcome to the call. Is there anybody who would like to introduce them? Please go ahead. We have a couple of minutes more.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Dandavat Pranams. All glories to Srila Prabhupada and all glories to the simple devotees on the call. Vasundhara Devi Dasi from Bangalore. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Vasundhara Mataji. Nice to hear your sweet voice, Mataji. Welcome to the call. Please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Is there anybody who would like to introduce themselves?
Hare Krishna Mataji, Dandavat Pranam, all glories to Srila Prabhupada, all glories to all the assembled devotees. This is Sushmita from Canada.
Oh, Sushmita Mataji, your trip is done. Hare
Yes,
Krishna, Sushmita Mataji, Dandavat Pranam, all glories to Srila Prabhupada. Welcome back, Mataji. We are missing your services on Sunday. Thank you so much for joining us back. Welcome back. Hope you had a nice trip in India. Hari
Yes,
bol.
Mataji. And we visited Mayapur Dham also, Mataji, by Lord Chaitanya's mercy.
Hari bol, Mataji. Hari bol.
Thank you, Mataji.
Hare Krishna, is there anybody who'd like to introduce themselves? Please go ahead.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Dandavat Pranam, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Guru Maharaj ki jai. This is Divya Manjari Devi Dasi from Pune.
Hare Krishna Divya Manjari Mataji, Dandavat Pranam, all glories to Srila Prabhupada. Welcome to the call, Mataji. Is there anybody who would like to introduce themselves?
Hare Krishna, Mataji, this is Bhagavatam.
Hare Krishna Balavrinda, welcome to the call. Okay. If nobody want to introduce, I will. We will start the recording and do introduction, Mataji, of the speaker. Hare Krishna, everyone. Welcome to Bhakti Sangha conference call. Today we are very fortunate to have His Grace Sanatan Dharma Prabhu to enlighten us on the topic of Srimad Bhagavatam, 7th canto, 2nd chapter, 4th and 6th verse. Sorry, 4th to 6th verses, 4, 5 and 6. Before I hand over the call to Prabhuji, I request Nishta Bhakti Mataji to take over from here and give a brief introduction of speaker. Over to you, Mataji.
Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna, dear devotees. Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you for giving me the opportunity to serve. So, His Grace Sanatan Dharma Prabhuji is a brahmachari from ISKCON, Pune. He is a disciple of His Holiness Radhanath Swami Maharaj and has been practicing Krishna consciousness for more than 12 years. Prabhuji has studied BTech from NIT Trichy. Prabhuji has worked as a senior manager in Tata Motors, Pune. His current services include area management and project development head at areas around Pune. He is a counselor, youth and corporate preacher, congregation preacher, secretary at Voice Organization, and he is also a remote mentor for NVC Pune Temple. Prabhuji knows many languages: English, Hindi, Tamil, Malayalam, Bengali, Marathi, Telugu, and Japanese. His degrees include Bhakti Shastri, Bhakti Vaibhav, IDC, and teachers training courses. Thank you so much. Welcome, Prabhuji. Thank you so much for giving your valuable time and association. Dear devotees, please turn on your video if possible. Thank you so much. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Mataji, for the brief introduction. We are still waiting for Prabhuji, and thank you for announcing that we have to on our video. Very well. Yeah, Prabhuji wants all of us to on the video. Before Prabhuji comes, if we on, it will be very nice. Yeah. Is there anybody who would like to introduce themselves before Prabhuji joins? Chapter banda. Okay. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasati Gaura Bhaktavinda Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Hare Ram. You can reset 12 chapter. Please. It could be spent. Hare. So Balavrinda will recite 12th chapter until Prabhuji joins. She'll do it very fast. So I said, okay, she can do it. Okay, do Vrinda. Arjuna Vacha.
Arjuna Vacha, Yosata Yuktai Bhaktarabhari Bhatsari, Echa Pekshara Bhagavatam, Tesham Keyoga Vittava, Shri Bhagavana Vacha Maya, Jayasabaro Eva, Deta Uttapasade, Shreddaya Bhare Obedas, Deve, Gadavavada, Ketakshara Desha Bhagavatam, Paribhasade, Sarvatra Kavachindam Chakotas Savajaram Dhruvam, Sanjaya Vedra, Karam Sarvatra Subam. सर्वत्र सर्वबुद्धिर्दे प्राप्तवन्ति भावेव सर्वभूतैर्देरत क्लेशोऽधिगतरस्तेषा भक्तचेतसा अव्यक्तादिगते देववल्मेरवापते सर्वाणि कर्माणि मयि सन्न्यस्य मद्वरानन्देन योगेन भाव्यन्तमासते तेषामां समुद्धत बुद्धसंसारसागर मां च श्रम्पादो मयवेशनचेतसा मये मम मानस्व मद्बुद्धिं चेवेश अनिवेशस्यसि मयेव दौ सर्वसंशया अतः चित्तं समादाय दशो किमैष्याभ्यासयोगेन ततो रामेच्छां धनञ्जय अभ्यसभ्यासबद्धोऽसि मत्कर्मफलमोपमावदन्तमपि कर्माणि कुर्वं सिद्ध्यवाप्यसि अनैतरभ्य शक्तोऽसि कर्मगोमासतः सर्वकर्मफलत्यागं तथा ज्ञानज्ञानविद्ये
Karma phala
त्याग त्याग शान्तिरनन्तरमद्वेष सर्वभूतानां भद्रकरोर एव च सर्वमोहेन अहङ्कार समदुःखशकक्षमि सदृश प्रतिष्ठासनसंयोगी यदात्मनिश्चयमयार्पितमनोबुद्धियोगभक्तसमे प्रिय तस्मादोचिते लोको लोकानोन्वदेन असमसमयोक्तेन प्रिय समेपेक्षो दासी भगतवेदा सर्वारम्भपरित्यागी यो वै भक्तसमे प्रिय यो न इष्यति नद्देशी रसो नदीरकाचरी शिवाशुभं परित्यागी भक्तिमाने समे प्रिय समसन्तोष विद्येष तदवारववारयोसीदोषुकेषु समसङ्गविवर्जित तुर्यनिन्दास्ति निर्मोहि सन्तिष्ठो येन केनचिदिकेत श्रीमते भक्तिमाने प्रियो नरहेतु सर्वाणि तमिदं यदोक्तं पर्यवासते चन्द्रारवज्वरमा भक्तं श्रीवेप्तिया.
Thank you, Vrinda. Thank you so much. Did Prabhuji join? No, Prabhuji did not join yet. So, is there anybody who would like to introduce themselves? Please go ahead and introduce. Thank
Hare
you.
Krishna Vinita Gandharvike Mataji, please accept my humble obeisances, all glories to Srila Prabhupada and Shri Guru and Shri Gauranga, and to the all assembled devotees. This is Manjari Leela from Naperville. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Manjari Leela Mataji, Dhanavad Pranam, all glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you so much, Mataji, for joining and giving your recitation. Welcome to the call. And now we will give a call to Prabhuji. We'll I'm trying to give a call to Prabhuji. I have spoke to his mother. His mother is going to call him and it might be coming soon. So is there anybody who would like to introduce themselves? Please go ahead. Otherwise, if anybody would like to sing a nice bhajan.
Hare Krishna Vinita Gandharvika Mataji, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. This is Sanatan Ramya from Sharjah. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Anita Ramya Mataji, Dhanavat Pranam, all glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you so much, Mataji, for joining and giving your recitation. Welcome to the call.
Mataji, if you have time, can we recite Gajendra Moksha?
Yeah, Mataji, I am just seeing Gajendra Moksha take time. Again, between Prabhuji comes. That's what I am seeing.
It's 30 verses.
Given, yeah.
Yeah, it's a big one, right? That's what I'm seeing. If small bhajans, if someone want to recite. Small bhajans. Anybody wanted to do small bhajan? It's okay. We can do like that.
Can I sing a bhajan, Mataji?
Yes, Prabhuji, please select something small one, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Yeah, small one. I can sing here. Yes, just a moment. I like to sing Gaya Gaura Madhur Sware. Although
Sure,
my swar
Prabhuji.
is not Madhur. First I'll try. Okay. Gaya Gaura Madhur Sware. Gaya Gaura Madhur Sware. Gaya Gaura Madhur Sware. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Gruhe Thako Vane Thako Sada Hari Bole Dhaku Dukhe Dukhe Bulo Nako Bhadane Hari Nam Karo Re Bhadane Hari Nam Karo Re Maya Jale Bad Hoye Achu Mithe Kajal Hoye Kuna Chetan Pe Radha Madhava Nam Bhulo Re Radha Madhava Nam Bhulo Re Jivana Hoilo Shesha Na Bhajile Rusikesh Divino Upadesh
He's joining in 2 minutes, it
Varnam
seems.
Rasam
Yeah, yes,
Hatere
Mataji, I saw that message. Yeah.
जय विश्वपाद परमहंस परिव्राजकाचार्य अष्टोत्तर श्री श्रीमद अभिचरण भक्तिवेदांत गोस्वामी महाराज प्रभुपाद की जय हरि बोल,
Thank you, Prabhuji, for the
हरि
sweet
बोल,
voice, Prabhuji. Hari Bol.
हरि
Hare Krishna, Hemi Mataji. Welcome to the call. Thank you so much, Mataji, for joining every day. Hari Bol. Yeah, due to Kartik Mass, all the speakers are very busy. So bear with us.
I think Prabhuji joined.
Yeah, Prabhuji joined. Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Please accept my humble obeisance. Glory to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you so much, Prabhu, for joining and giving your association. I now hand over the call to you, Prabhu. Please take over.
Thank you. Let's start with prayers. Om Ajnanatimirandhasya Jnananjanashalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamahyam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guroho Shri Yutaha Padakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamscha श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगण रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधा कृष्णपादान् सहगण ललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च नमो ॐ विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामिन् इति नामिने नमस्ते सरस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्यदेशतारिणे नमो महावदन्याय कृष्ण प्रेम प्रदायते कृष्णाय कृष्ण चैतन्य नाम्ने गौरुतुषे नमः हे कृष्ण करुणा सिंधो दीनबंधो जगतपते गोपेश गोपिका कांत राधा कांत नमोस्तुते तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धोभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम
Hare Krishna. Is that for me only or for everyone?
We lost.
Ram Ram Yat Kripa.
Yeah, it was
Hare
breaking
Krishna.
in between, Prabhuji. It was breaking in between, but now it's okay. Yeah.
Okay, fine. So we are here to discuss Srimad Bhagavatam, and first of all, I'd like to welcome everybody. And really, is it breaking now also? Please,
No,
I need some
Prabhuji, now it is
indication.
fine. Now it is fine, Prabhuji. But I think your internet connection is little weak today.
Okay, all right. Okay, so I wish to welcome all the devotees, wonderful devotees, for today's Srimad Bhagavatam class. And we are going to be discussing from Srimad Bhagavatam 7th canto, 2nd chapter. I was told 3 to 6, but I can see on the this thing display there is 4 and 5. So what should I do? Is it 3 to 6, or is it 4 to 6, or it's
4 to
only 3, 4
6.
and 5?
4, 5,
It's
6.
4 to 6. Okay,
That's
thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much. I'd like to first give a brief overview, very quick overview of the 7th canto, first chapter. So what has happened in the 7th canto, first chapter is that Parikshit Maharaj is a little bit, um, he develops an inquisitiveness, not a doubt or a suspicion, but he wants to inquire if the Lord is, because his behavior is apparently partial. Yes. And I think you're also very partial. You're all not turning on your videos. Yes. So if you all turn on video, then I will feel that you are not partial. You're impartial. So requesting all the wonderful devotees to kindly turn on videos so that I feel encouraged to speak Srimad Bhagavatam. It is really encouraging to the speaker. On the other hand, when all videos are closed and shut, then the speaker feels, oh, it's me and the computer. That's it. Just two of us. So requesting everybody humbly to turn on your videos so that I can have darshan of all Vaishnavas and all Vaishnavas can bless me and I can speak something from Srimad Bhagavatam. So this has been the theme here. And even if you see the first chapter's title, the heading, it is the Supreme Lord, the Supreme Lord is equal to everyone. Of course, that's a statement of Bhagavatam. He is equal to everyone. But Parikshit Maharaj develops that. He develops that inquisitiveness because apparently the Lord's behavior is partial. It is not so, but it's apparently. So Shukadev Goswami gives a very, very amazing philosophical answer, and then he quotes the instance when Maharaj Yudhishthir was performing the Rajsuya Yajna. On that particular point of time, Krishna had delivered Shishupal, and Shishupal's soul entered into Krishna's body. Yes. So then Yudhishthir Maharaj makes further inquiry that I knew Shishupal really well. He's my cousin. How did that guy end up there and all that? Narad Muni answers all this very philosophically, explaining the power of remembrance of Krishna or power of the divinity of Krishna. Recently, we had His Holiness Bhakti Chaitanya Swami Maharaj in our Bhakti Yoga club, and he was mentioning about the divinity of Krishna. Anything that comes in contact with Krishna is becoming divine, and the demons, somehow or the other, they come in contact with Krishna, even they attain divinity. Yes, so he got a divine destination. Then Maharaj Yudhishthir goes on inquiring further, and there's a lot of question answers. And Narad Muni actually had to go to the root of this to quote about Jay and Vijay, how they were cursed by the four sons of Brahma, the four Kumaras. And finally, there is one question of Yudhishthir Maharaj that leads us to this chapter. And that question is Yudhishthir Maharaj asks that how can there be an enmity between a father and a son? Yes, because he has seen enough enmity between brothers. There was one book distributor who had gone out for book distribution. He was distributing book. So he wanted to distribute Bhagavad Gita. And somehow there was another person who had come, right? He had come. And then he was about to distribute him Bhagavad Gita. There two more people came. So there were three people in front of him and he had to distribute Bhagavad Gita. So how will you do it? And somehow he prayed to Krishna very intensely that Krishna, please bless me with an amazing answer, which I can convince all these three fellows. Because usually what happens is you can focus on one to one very easily, but three people and three random guys. So he picked up Bhagavad Gita. Krishna inspired him. He said, here's a fellow. He pointed at Arjuna. This guy had a problem with his job. Of course, that's true, right? He was not able to do his Kshatriya Dharma. His problem with job. And one fellow raised his hand and said, I just got fired. Give me the copy. I'll take it. Then he said, this guy also had problem with his family. There were a lot of family problems, you know. And so I said, please give it. My cousins are trying to cheat me and take my property. Ah, same problem. Please take it. And the third fellow, how do you connect to him? So this guy had problem with himself also, his own mind. He said, please give me that. That connects to everybody. So guy having problem. You're all able to hear me? There's no expression on your faces. That's why I asked.
Yes, Prabhuji, we can.
Good. Expressions also came back. Very good. So this guy, the same guy having problem with some family members, problem with his own mind, problem in job, everywhere problem. So this is the best speech you can give to anyone. Because one of these three problems surely a person will have at some any given point of time. You can say like this and you can distribute Bhagavad Gita. Some tips for marathon. Okay, book distribution marathon early on. Okay. So Yudhishthira Maharaj also had faced similar problem, but then he was not able to understand that Prahlad, being such a great devotee, he was such a great devotee of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and how is it possible that Prahlad, who is such a great devotee, call kijiye na? Yeah, such a great devotee of the Lord, Prahlad, how can it be that he can have a problem with his father? How can there be such enmity? So he was not able to understand that, and that is when Narad Muni had to start the second chapter. So in the second chapter, Narad Muni gives a brief introduction of how Varahadev had killed Hiranyaksha, and Hiranyakashipu became very angry and began to lament for his brother. Yeah. Yes, so Hiranyakashipu, when he got to know that his brother is killed, he became extremely furious, angry, biting his lips, gazing at the sky, and terrible teeth, fierce glances, frowning eyebrows, and thus he speaks to his associates. Hiranyakashipu is a person. Yes, he's going to speak to all of his associates. And what is he exactly going to speak of to his associates is what we're going to see in shloka number 4, 5, and 6. That's our topic for discussion. So he's going to instruct the demons. Bobo Danava Daityeya Vimurdham Straksha Sambara Shatabaho Hayagriva Namuche Paka Ilvala Viprachitteva Mavvachaha Puloman Shakunadayah Shrunutanantaram Sarve Kriyatam Ashumachiram. Translation. Can someone read the translation, please?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Translation
Yes,
by
please.
Srila Prabhupada, Jai Srila Prabhupada. O Danavas and Daitya, Dvimurdha, Triksha, Shambara, and Shatabahu, O Hygriva, Namuchi, Paka, and Ilvala, O Viprachitti, Puloman, Shakuna, and other demons, all of you, kindly hear me attentively and then act according to my words without delay.
Thank you. So here is Hiranyakashipu, who is inspiring all his associates that act on my words without delay. I'm instructing all of you. Come on, whatever instruction I'm going to give, please act upon it without any delay. Okay. This is 7 to 6. Sapatner ghatita kshudrair bhrata medaita suhad Fushni grahena harina samenapyupadhavanaihi. Can someone read the translation?
My insignificant enemies, the demigods, have combined to kill my very dear and obedient well-wisher, my brother Hiranyaksh. Although the Supreme Vishnu is always equal to both of us, namely the demigods and the demons, this time being devotedly worshipped by the demigods, he has taken their side and helped them kill Hiranyaksh.
Okay. Can someone else read the purport, please?
A purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. As stated in the Bhagavad Gita 9.29, Samoham Sarvabhut The Lord is equal to all living entities. Since the demigods and demons are both living entities, how is it possible the Lord was partial to one class of living beings and opposed to? Actually, it is not possible for the Lord to be partial. Nonetheless, since the demigods, the devotees, always strictly follow the Supreme Lord's orders because of sincerity, they are victorious over the demons who know that the Supreme Lord is Vishnu but do not follow his instructions. Because of constantly remembering the Supreme Personality of Godhead Vishnu, the demons generally attain Sayujya Mukti after death. The demon Hiranyakashipu accused the Lord of being partial because the demigods were sick. But in fact, the Lord, like the government, is not partial at all. The government is also not partial to any citizen. But if a citizen is law abiding, he receives abundant opportunities from the state laws to live peacefully and fulfill his real life.
Thank you. So again, the same theme is continuing about Lord's partiality and impartiality. That is why I wanted to give a introduction before we begin today's discussion. Right? Is Lord partial or impartial? Okay. I just wanted to show you some picture. Yeah. You'll have to guess what is the picture. There's a picture that you have to guess what it can be. Okay, ready? It's a guessing game. What picture is this? You cannot put in the chat.
Shishupal.
Shishupal, Kirsten, Krishna.
Hey, you all are unmuted. Just cheating. You're supposed to put in the chat. Yes, it is Shishupal coming and blaspheming Krishna. And what does the title say? What is the title? Krishna tolerated Shishupal's 99 blasphemies in a row. And that's what he said. Now, this is something that we discussed in the last class also. He wouldn't tolerate 100 blasphemies of Shishupal, but Shishupal can tolerate. So 99 every time he used to tolerate, and multiple times. And then later on, he did this. So you're all right. Correct? He just severed the head of Shishupal. And then what to? So now in this episode, if somebody tells, yes, somebody comes and tells that Krishna is very partial, what are all the different points that you will all give? Now tell me what are the different points you will all give using this pastime to quote that Krishna is not partial. A partial person cannot be like this. What can they be? You can all put it in the chat. I'll appreciate if you all put it in the chat. Yes? Anybody? Now this particular pastime, you got my question, right? Okay. Krishna gives him liberation, favoring him. Yes. Now how can a person who is partial award a particular destination which is very favorable? In one sense, Shishupal, if you take a vote, nobody will say this Shishupal should be burnt into hell eternally. He should eternally be cast to hellish punishments. That's what the devotees would say. But the Supreme Lord is giving him liberation, which is what is the ultimate destination. So can a person who's partial award liberation? Good point. Next. He gave enough opportunities to Shishupal. See here. Now a person who's partial will always wait for some opportunity for the other person to make a mistake, and then he will make a mole into a mountain. But here, Krishna was sufficiently accommodating. He allowed Shishupal to commit 99 offenses in a row. He said, no, only when he commits the 100th offense, on 100 offenses together, that's when I will kill him. So he gave him sufficient opportunity to rectify, to improve, to correct himself. A person with a partial nature will not do so. Good point. Next point. Krishna is merciful to offender also. He is magnanimous. Yes. Is there anybody who can tolerate offense to oneself? See, there are different varieties of, tolerances. You can tolerate physical encumbrances. Shitoshna. That's okay. You can tolerate mental encumbrances which is sukha dukkha, favorable situation, unfavorable situation, that's fine. But that which is the most difficult to tolerate is the encumbrances of the false ego, man, apman. But Krishna completely tolerated the apman of Shishupal. He did not take it to his heart. He kept his promise. That's very difficult. Correct? So he was magnanimous. How can such a magnanimous person who can tolerate repeated 99 offenses against him repeatedly be partial? The impartial Lord tolerated offenses many times. Okay, tolerated 99 times, forgiveness to demons and liberating them, yes. He was completely intensely absorbed in Krishna. Yeah, true. Yes, because of his intense absorption. Thank you all very much for your different answers. Krishna was tolerating in front of all without, yeah, this is not a, this is a public humiliation. See, if the people don't know you, that's another thing. But everybody knew Krishna. It was a public humiliation in front of the whole assembly who knew Krishna. Everybody was present there. And that makes it very, very grave. So we have to understand even the circumstances under which he blasphemed Krishna. Correct? Who can do that? Who can tolerate? So we need to understand that this is the nature of Krishna. Now, I'm going to show you a picture again. Now, I want you to interpret what's there in the picture. Okay, I'll just give you 5 seconds. Please see it properly and then we will discuss. Okay, thank you. Okay, first of all, what did you see? Okay, 4 vices performed by Brahmanas. Good observation. So the 4 vices are breaking 4 regulative principles. Who is breaking the 4 regulative principles? The Brahmanas. Was it only Brahmanas? Please see again. You want me to show you the picture? Is it Brahmanas? They are not having Brahmin threads. They are not Brahmanas. Who are they? Can you see something they have in the necks? What do they have in the neck? Okay, this fellow is not having. This fellow may be a Pandit. What is this? What is this? What is this? What is this? Yeah? Okay, this fellow doesn't have Kantimala. These 4 people have Kantimala. These 4 fellows have Tilak. Right? Okay. Now let's find out. Okay, that's Rudraksh, you say. Okay. Do not tell it's Kantimala, it's Rudraksh. Alright. So what is happening here is there are 4 regulatory principles being broken. You could see the stealing. Stealing is gambling. Stealing, cheating. There was gambling happening. There is one fellow drinking liquor. One fellow watching woman. Okay, we know that. Okay. Where Kali's recipes. Okay, these are all recipes of Kali Yuga. Nice comment. All right. So in the Kali, okay, Kali Yuga recipes. Kali resides. Okay. Now my question is, what was Krishna doing? What was Krishna doing? When these things were happening, what was Krishna doing? Watching, observing. I think you have not seen the picture. Nothing. Sentient and salient in watching. Okay, I'll show you once again. I think you have not seen properly. What is Krishna doing? He's closed his eyes. Now you see this. I'll read it for you. Krishna tolerates mistakes of his devotees. Krishna is called Nimisha and Animisha, which means that when a devotee makes a mistake, Krishna closes his eyes. And when a devotee is performing even the slightest of the service, Krishna opens his eyes and he is willing to award mercy to the devotee. Okay, just because, I'll commit mistake because Krishna is closing his eyes. Just because of that, it doesn't mean we can do nonsense. But what I'm trying to tell here is the nature of Krishna. This is the nature of Krishna. See, this picture in no way, now please don't quote me and say that Sanatan Dharma Das told. He showed picture and he showed Shastri quote that whenever devotee performs sins, Krishna closes his eyes. So, Don't worry, now you perform sins because Krishna has closed his eyes. No, we don't do that. But what I'm trying to say here is what is the nature of Krishna? The nature of Krishna is he closes his eyes when a devotee is performing the sinful activity, and when a devotee is doing something nice, he does nice service. That time Krishna keeps his eyes wide open. See how open his eyes are? What is this devotee doing? He is doing kirtan, he is dancing. Haribo. He is raising both his hands up in the air and dancing. What is this devotee doing? This devotee is very attentively doing japa. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Can you see? So when you're doing kirtan, japa, that time Krishna is wide awake. His eyes are open. He is watching. Yes. Similarly, if you are all keeping your ears wide open and videos on, then Krishna is also watching. Oh, very nice. Shrunvata, Swakata, Krishna, Punya Shravana Kirtana. Hridyantasto hi abhadrani vidhnoti sukrit satam. Krishna will do that. Okay. Such a Lord, can he ever be partial? I'm just telling the nature of Krishna. Okay. So now there is one particular chapter of the 8th canto of Srimad Bhagavatam, 22nd verse. Because the theme is of partiality of Lord and impartiality of Lord, I'm referring to this section. I'll really be happy if you all turn on your videos because I really feel encouraged. I'll keep asking you to do that. Okay. Now here are some points that we are going to see and we'll discuss. Yeah. I'll go to the chapter summary first. This is 8th canto, 22nd chapter. The Supreme Personality of Godhead was pleased by the behavior of Bali. Thus the Lord placed him on the planet Sutala, and there, after bestowing benedictions upon him, the Lord agreed to become his doorman. Point number 1. Bali was extremely truthful. Being unable to keep his promise, he was very much afraid, for he knew that one who has deviated from truthfulness is insignificant in the eyes of society. An exalted person can suffer the consequences of hellish life, but he is very much afraid of being defamed from deviation from truth. Bali Maharaj agreed with great pleasure to accept the punishment awarded him by the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Bali Maharaj specifically remembered the determination of Prahlad Maharaj in devotional service. So he considered all of these points, and accordingly, by following in the footsteps of previous acharyas and devotees, Bali Maharaj perceived himself successful. Yeah. Since Bali had given everything to the Lord, they prayed for his release. A non-devotee's position of wealth is danger, whereas a devotee's opulence is a benediction from Lord. The Supreme Lord offered his disc to protect Bali Maharaj and promised to remain with him. Hari Hari. So now this is a particular chapter from the Bhagavatam which shows the height of impartiality of the Lord. Height of impartiality of Lord. Now there was Bali. Now what did Vamanadev do to Bali? In the beginning, what did Vamanadev do? Vamanadev came, cheated Bali. Yes, it was actually a cheating. And it chalayati vikramane Bali madbhuta Vamana. Yes, it was cheating. Chalayati. He came to cheat, trick him, and took away all his possessions. Did Bali retaliate? No, he didn't retaliate. She asked him for 3 footsteps of land, and Bali said, "Come on, what 3 footsteps of land? I'll give you 3 islands. I'll give you 3 countries. I can give you 3 planets. I can give you all the 3 planetary systems. Why are you asking for such a cheap thing and in one sense insulting me?" He didn't say that. And then he said, "All right, I'll give you the promise." And that is when he committed for the promise, that time Vamanadev changed his form to Trivikrama, the personality with a very, very huge body. And one leg was touching the shell of the universe, the other leg had covered all the lower planetary system, upper, lower, everything was covered. And nothing was left to be covered. I've only taken 2 steps. In 2 steps, everything is gone, Bali. Where's the next? And that time Bali didn't say, "Come on, you cheater. You cheated me." Right? You're a cheater number 1. You came as a small dwarf and you said you want 3 footsteps of land. I agreed. Had you showed me this entire form, then I would have planned something in mind. You didn't let me plan. You cheated me. Right? So Bali never ever spoke that. In fact, Bali accepted the situation and he had a very favorable attitude. Yes. So now here I will be speaking about certain sections from this chapter. Just discuss this theme. Sukadeva Goswami said, O king, although the Supreme Personality of Godhead was superficially seen to have acted mischievously towards Bali Maharaj was fixed in his determination. Considering himself not to have fulfilled his promise, he spoke as follows. Okay. So now whenever we see this partial behavior of Lord, yes, sometimes we see. Is there any other place where you have seen Lord is partial? Partial behavior of Lord. I can give an example of Samudra Manthan Leela. He gave Amrit to the demigods. He gave Amrit to demigods, and what did he give to all demons? Nothing. They did not get anything. They only got hard labor. They worked very hard and achieved nothing. Kuch nahi mila. Didn't get anything. So this is one case. Any other case where you experience the apparent partiality of Lord? Okay, yes. Killing of Vali by Lord Ram after hiding in bushes. Okay, I wish to clarify three things here. Number one, Vali had made a mistake. The mistake that Vali made was not to be forgiving as a leader. A king, a ruler, should be forgiving. And it was not that Sugriva was not repentant or he was seeking for forgiveness. Vali could have captured Sugriva, put him as a captive or punished him proportionately. But killing him was a very disproportionate punishment, which is not accepted. That was first mistake. Vali was non-forgiving. The moment you are not forgiving the person who is feeling repentant, you are not fit to be a king. You don't fit to live only. Number one. Number two, Lord Ram never hid behind the bush. Lord Ram's color is that of Dhruva grass, which is nothing but a mixture of blue, green, and black. These three colors you mix, that's the color. And Vali and Sugriva were fighting in the forest. Yeah, they were fighting in the forest. So Lord Ram coming and attacking Vali, it's Vali who didn't see the Lord. Whose mistake? Vali's mistake. You didn't see your enemy. And number three, when the arrow is taken out of the body of Vali, it's not hit on his back. Vali is lying on like this and talking to Ram. How did you do like this? It's here. No, it is not true. But anyways, here also it seems Vali was killed and Sugriva was favored, apparently. So apparent partiality here also. But if Lord Ram was really cunning, he could have gone to person in power. Na? Sugriva doesn't have any power. Huh? Hey, Sugriva, sorry, I'm not interested in your friendship. I'll go make friendship with Vali and I'll go and get my wife. See, he's in power. He has army. He has all these things. I'll go get Sita back. He will help me. Why do I need you? You please be here and keep crying. All right. I'll ask my kingdom. I'll ask my wife everything. You keep. I'll go to Vali. He'll help me. Yes, Lord Ram could have done that. He didn't do it. He knew Vali was wrong, and he deserves to be punished. Okay, again, Karna and Arjuna. Yes, Lord was not partial to Karna. He was partial to Arjuna because he allowed Arjuna to kill Karna when he was lifting the Rath. But for your kind information, first Krishna goes to Karna and offers him so much good advice. He tells him, Karna, you are the eldest Pandava. All you have to do is just go and just inform Yudhishthir, I am your elder brother. And Yudhishthir will hand over everything to you. And he will serve under you. And you will be the Chakravarti Samrat. If this happens, Duryodhana will be happy. My friend is the Chakravarti Samrat. And there won't be any war. Everything will be finished. But it was Karna's ego, his Karna's weak-heartedness, which didn't make him surrender to Krishna's plan. He felt my plan is better than Krishna's plan. So Krishna, had he been partial, he wouldn't have gone to Karna. But he went to Karna first to explain. But because he didn't surrender to Krishna's plan, he favored Arjuna because Arjuna surrendered to Krishna's plan. Good examples are coming out. Any other example? Is there any other example? Nice, you're all very good. You're splitting your hair and getting examples. Okay, fine. If you get example in course, we will get back, but it was a good discussion. We move on. Okay. So now this particular purport I wish to highlight the 8.22, the first verse. Bali Maharaj could understand the pretense of Lord Vamanadev, who had taken the side of demigods and come before him as a beggar. So Bali knew it. It was not that Bali was not aware that this person is, who is this? He is a small dog. No, Bali knew it very well. He is Vishnu. He has come on behalf of demigods. He has taken birth as the brother of demigods and he has come. Very good. Very nice. Although the Lord's purpose was to cheat him, Bali Maharaj took pleasure in understanding how the Lord will cheat his devotees to glorify his devotees' position. Oh, I'm going to be cheated. Surely I'm going to be cheated. But this cheating will bring out my own glories, the glory of bhakti. Yes, the glory of Atma Nivedanam. This will come out. Bali knew this very well. See, I also have some attachments. Bali was thinking I have attachment of being a possessor. I have possessing mentality. I have the mentality of ownership, that I own the 3 planetary systems. But at the same time, I'm a devotee of Lord. And these two things go in together. So Krishna, please do something to take away my ownership mentality. You do something. If you do that, I'll be very happy. So Bali and Indra, if you go to the South Indian temple of Ulagalanda Perumal, is in Kanchipuram. Ulagalanda means one who measured the entire universe with his feet. Ulagalanda Perumal. So there, if you read the Sthala Puranam, which is written in Tamil by the Acharya, Tirumangai Alvar, so he writes that Bali had taken incarnation not just for, Vamanada had taken incarnation not just for Bali, but also for Indra. He wanted to, through 1 feet, the right feet he lifted, he showed Indra that heavens don't belong to you, they belong to me. And Bali was going to go to Sutal Lok down. So he wanted to show there also, Bali, that doesn't belong, nothing belongs to you, it belongs to me. The earth, the hellish plants, everything belongs to me, nothing belongs to you. So both of them understand. Both of them give up their mentality of proprietorship and they surrender to Krishna. So that was a stumbling block in his pure devotion service, in his Atma Nivedanam. So Lord took it away. Got it? So was he partial here? In fact, he brought out the best of Bali. So Krishna does things to bring out the best, innate, the potential in the other person. Let's continue. It is said that God is good, and this is a fact. Whether he cheats or rewards, he is always good. Correct? Cheats or rewards, he is always good. Now, if you see, the case of Samudra Manthan Leela, I had brought up this point. The demons were cheated and the demigods were rewarded. Yes? One was cheated, one was rewarded. How is it all good? You can tell me. How is Lord cheating the demons and Lord's favoring the demigods by giving them the Amrit? How is it good? Okay, giving Amrit means a long life here, okay? Following Dharma, okay? Demons will misuse it. All right. More answers, please. Then I'll collate all your answers and I'll speak. We all know the demons would have misused. Okay? Like Sahasra Kavach, who later on goes on to become Karna. You're all giving Vedanta Sutras. You're giving me opportunity for, giving purports. You want to make me Acharya. Prabhu, we'll give statement, you give purport. You're not giving sutras. Asking me to give purport. Mohini form. Okay, Mohini form came. Demigods can't render proper services properly without illness. Okay, this is accepted. The demigods needed the Amrit so that they can go on rendering the service without any hurdles. All right, then how is it good for the demons? So answer is given actually, that the demons will definitely misuse. They will definitely misuse their longevity, their immortality to destroy everything. In fact, when the Amrit was there, this Kadru Devi, the wife of Kashyap Muni, Wife of Kashyap Muni are many. Aditi, Diti, Dana, Kadru, Vanita. Like that, so many of them are his wives. So Kadru Devi is actually the queen of all, or the mother of all the serpents. Yeah. So Garud was born to Vanita, and Kadru Devi is the mother of all the snakes. So Garud will always see that his mother, Vanita, would be subordinate, subservient to Kadru. And Garuda was confused. Why is my mother serving her own sister and her co-wife, both sister and co-wife? She's serving her like a menial servant, always. Why? They're equals. They belong to same clan. Yes, they are all on equal position, but why she's always acting servant? Then he went and asked his mother, Vanita Devi, my mother, please explain me what happened. She said, long back, when we were just married and you were not there, no, all your kids weren't there. So that time, there was a bet which was kept between me and Kadru Devi. We both looked at a horse. This horse was whitish in color. Kadru said, no, the horse is white, but his tail is black. I said, no, this horse is completely white. Kadru Devi said, no, he's white, but his tail is black. And then we both had a bet that we'll go closer and we'll observe. And whoever is correct, the other person has to agree to be a lifelong servant of the other person. And both of them said, yeah, deal done. He'll be a servant. And actually the horse was completely white. But by that time, Kalia was already born. Kalia was a senior devotee. Okay, senior non-devotee. What do you call it? Senior envious fellow. He was senior in age. So he heard this bet. And he thought that, my mother is going to lose. Meri mummy haar jayegi. My mother is going to lose. If my mother loses this bet, then she will be servant of Vanita, which is not accepted. So Kalia means black in color. So he goes and wraps himself around the tail of that horse. How he does it, please don't ask details. Kalia is so big, horse may be small. Please don't ask such things. This is just a story from Puranas. Accept it. So he goes and wraps in the horse and say, Kadru immediately will see, I told you, right? I told you, now you be a servant. Das. And she started serving. And then when Garuda understood the whole thing, he was so very angry, but he controlled his anger. Right now, showing anger and proving who is right, who is wrong doesn't matter. There's no CCTV footage for evidence. So nothing can happen. So best I could do is I could go and talk to this lady. I'll go and talk to my stepmother. Go and talk to my Mosi, whatever you call it, aunt or stepmother in either case, and ask her if she can release my mother. So she goes there and he begs, oh mother, oh stepmother, you're also my mother only, and you're also my aunt. You're the elder sister of my mother. Please release my mother from the dasatva, from the servitorhood. Please release her. Let her no longer serve you. I cannot bear seeing my mother serve you so menially like this. She said, all right, I'll do that. Provided what you do is because you are a demigod, Garuda, you have access to demigods' all treasury. You have to bring a pot of Amrita for all my sons. Because when Amrit Manthan happened, that time my children did not get a share of Amrit. The snakes. So please bring. So Garud goes there. Garud goes to demigods. He writes an application letter to Indra and says, Indradev Bhagwan, Indradev, please give some Amrit which I want to offer it to my mother, stepmother Kadru, who is going to give it to all her children, the snakes. And Indra immediately becomes wild. What nonsense! If the snakes get Amrit, what will happen? Now you all tell me, what will happen if all the snakes get Amrit? They're not going to die. Yes, what will happen? I guess Balbhadra Kripaprabhu is going to write something very interesting. I'm waiting for his answer. Poetically, he's going to explain. They're going to get stronger and they will never die. They'll never die. So everybody's going to be practically, snakes are by nature very envious. They'll keep going and biting. Others all will die. The only species that will exist in the whole planet is snakes. Because they'll keep going around and killing other species. Yes or no? The world will be an envious place. The world will be only full of snakes. Correct? They will live eternally and they'll keep biting others. That's what will happen. So Indra said, this is next to impossible. Garud says, I have to take it and go. And Garud goes, forcibly takes a pot of Amrit and keeps running. He runs off. Then Indra takes his Vajra and hits Garuda. And Garuda, as soon as the Vajra hits his body, he understands, oh, Vajra is Krishna's energy in one sense. That's one of the best weapons that he has. So what he does, just to respect the weapon, he just, one feather he takes and he puts off. Yes, Indra, good shot. So he just sheds one feather and he keeps going ahead. And finally, all the demigods come and surrender. Garuda, you're great. We are not able to stop you. So, but please try to understand our concern. The Amrit cannot be given to wrong hands. And that's what even the Lord did. Yes, it cannot be given in the wrong hands because it will be misused. And these people rise in population, they'll cause disturbance to others. So then Garuda says, fine, I will do the promise of giving the Amrit to Kadru Devi, and you guys, you go and steal it. You go loot it from her and then do whatever you want. But let me fulfill my promise. I'll go give it in her hands and I'll release my mother from Dasatva. As soon as that happens, you guys steal it immediately. They said, good idea, good deed, fine. So that's what happens. But the whole point here is the demigods, they tried the level best not to give the Amrit to the snakes. Why? Because they're envious. But we need to understand the Niti Shastra. Sarpa Krura Khalak Krura. Sarpat Krura Talak Khalah. The demons and the snakes, if you compare between two of them, who is more dangerous? The demons. They're much more dangerous than the snakes. If they get the Amrita, what will happen? The whole material existence will become hellish. And that is why the Supreme Lord did not give Amrit to the humans, owing to the nature, and especially the nature to be disobedient to Krishna. They will not obey Krishna at all. Yes? So there's nothing wrong. There was one more partiality, apparent partiality mentioned, I think by Anuradha Mataji, she had mentioned before. Bhima and Jarasandha. Yes, Bhima and Jarasandha. Good example. So there is Bhima and Jarasandha. Lord favored Bhima and he didn't favor Jarasandha. But again, we need to understand that why he did what he did. Because Jarasandha was the standing obstacle for Dharmarajya. What is Krishna's, one of the Krishna's plans? So, Paripranaya sadhunam, vinashaya cha dushkritam, dharma samstapanarthaya. Yes, he has to establish Dharma. So, Jarasandha was coming in the way of establishing Dharma. And Dharma could only be established by making Yudhishthira the king. And Jarasandha was not just an ordinary demon. He was a very, very ghastly demon who had very nefarious plans. He had captured many, many kings from different territories, brought them, and he was going to perform a Mahabhairav Yajna, where he was going to slaughter and do Narbali. That's what that kind of dangerous guy is, Jarasandha. And if this fellow exists, he's going to be a threat to all the kings. And there's no way of, if you don't put him off, Dharma can never be established. And this fellow will not mend his ways. He never respected Krishna. He was very envious of Krishna. He never believed Krishna is from the Vasudev, is the son of Vasudev. He thought that Krishna is nothing but a cowherd boy of that community. He is from a lower caste, lower community. He's nothing but a magician. That's what he saw Krishna as. Right? So we need to understand that. That's very clearly. We just complete the purport and then we'll open for discussion. There are good questions I saw. I've taken a note of them. Yeah. Okay. It is said that God is, okay, this we read. He cheats and rewards. Okay. Your Lordship, he said, you are always praised with the best of selected verses called Uttama Shloka. On behalf of the demigods, you disguised yourself to cheat me, saying that you wanted only 3 places of land. But later, you expanded your body to such an extent that with 2 footsteps, you covered the entire universe. Because you are working on behalf of your devotees, you do not regard this as cheating. Never mind. I cannot be considered a devotee. Nonetheless, because you are the husband of the goddess of fortune, you have come to me to beg. I must satisfy you to the best of my ability. So please do not think that I wanted to cheat you. I must fulfill my promise. I still have one possession, my body. When I place my body for your satisfaction, please put your 3rd step on my head. Since the Lord had covered the entire universe with 2 steps, one might ask how Bali Maharaj's head could be sufficient for the 3rd step. Bali Maharaj, however, thought that the possessor of the wealth must be greater than the possession. Therefore, although the Lord had taken all his possessions, the head of Bali Maharaj, the possessor, would provide adequate place for the Lord's third step. So when moment Bali surrendered, you see how the Lord changed everything. The Lord had captured him with Varuna Pash. Garuda had captured him. He was standing there like a prisoner. He was completely humiliated in front of his own people. He was facing utter humiliation. He could have told this cheating, but no. He accepted the humiliation and he accepted a humble position. And the moment he humbled, he changed his attitude. Lord changed his mind. Because Lord is also a person. He can change his mind anytime. He changed what? So what did he do to Bali? Bali, he accepted Bali and then he gave him a place which is much more opulent than even Indra's place, Sutal Lok. He created a planet for him, Bali Maharaj. Number two, Bali Maharaj was aspiring for the post of Indra. He said, don't worry, next position will be Indra. You will be the next Indra. Officially, I'll appoint you as Indra to take care. And number three, you will have no fear of any demons or demigods in future. You will rule peacefully because I myself will be a doorkeeper. Yes. So can such a Lord be partial? Who awarded Bali so profusely? Can he be partial? Yes. Can this be partiality? No. This is not partiality. This is abundance. The Lord is called as Adabra Karunaya. He is immensely merciful. He just flooded mercy. He kept giving mercy. He gave himself to Bali Maharaj. Because Bali Maharaj gave himself to Lord, Atma Nivedan. He himself gave everything to Bali Maharaj, including himself. Correct? So that is the power of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Correct? That is the glory of the Supreme Personality of Godhead and his devotees. Is what we need to understand. Okay. All right. So I'll just take few questions. So the whole thing that we saw, there's one thing we understand very clearly, that a person with such a glorious nature as the Supreme Lord cannot be partial. Not possible to be partial at all. He may be apparently be partial, but even with his apparent partiality, he is blessing the other person. So everybody is getting mercy. The slap or the love of the Lord is mercy because he is absolute. That is nature. He has always benefited everybody. Okay. So one may even say he was partial to Pandavas and impartial, again he was against Kauravas. But every soldier who left their body, Tathaiva Chanya Naloka Veera, Yadahave Krishna Mukara Vindam, Netre Pibanto Nayanaviravam, Partastra Puta Padamapurasya. Those who were neutral, they got liberated. Those who were having a little bit of favorable disposition to Krishna, those who were envious, they got liberated. Those who were little favorable went to Vaikuntha, that is neutral. And those who were in love with Krishna, they went to Goloka love. So he awarded everybody the perfect destination. Okay, we will pause here and take questions on the chat, off the chat. Questions will take. I was tempted to answer one question, which I'll do immediately. This question is raised, is a combination of both which Alankar Joshi Prabhu has made and His Grace Prahladananda Prabhu. I'll take this combination. What happens when a devotee makes mistakes again and again, but remembers Krishna and believes in Krishna? Okay. One thing is, when a devotee is making, Hare Krishna, I'm giving a class. Thank you. When a devotee makes mistakes again and again, so making mistakes is a symptom of being Krishna unconscious. Yes, when you are Krishna unconscious, we make mistakes. The Pandavas put Draupadi at stake. Why? Because they were Krishna unconscious at that point of time. And why they became Krishna unconscious? Because they were performing the sinful activity of gambling. Okay. So our process of the main reason we make mistakes again and again is because of being Krishna unconscious. The Krishna unconsciousness. So, but remembers Krishna, this is a paradox. It is very, it's not something which is proper. It cannot happen. Okay, it may happen that a devotee is making mistake, then remembering Krishna. Krishna, I'm so sorry. Krishna, I'm so sorry. But again, repentance without rectification is useless. This is like nothing but $10 confession. A person is going to performing sin the whole week and then goes Sunday to church and says, here's $10. Oh Father, I have sinned, please forgive me. Then again next week he comes And oh Father, I have sinned, please forgive me. Next week he comes with $20. And the father asks, what is this? $20? Next week I'm not going to come. So please take in advance confession. So this mentality is useless. So repentance should have rectification. So a devotee should commit, he should recognize his mistake, repent for it, rectify and reinstate. These 4 R's are very important. Okay, and then there has to be heart transformation. Then the remembrance of Krishna makes meaning. Otherwise, it is nothing but the 7th offense. Namno baladasya papa buddhi. A person is committing the offense of committing sinful activities at the strength of the holy name. Now, coming to Prabhu's question, I will end with that. His Grace Prahlad Anand Prabhu had mentioned from 6 points. Tvanahad dvishata kruram samsareshu naradamam shipami ajasrama shubhan asureshva eva yonishu. This is 16.19. Then he says further, after this also, Asurim yoni mapanna muda janmani aprapyamam nivartante mutya samsara vartmani. So what he's telling here is, by nature, if a demon wants to be envious of me, I give him that facility. I give you, he says, I want to be a demon. Very good, you become better demon. I give you facility in the family of demons. Yes, you be born in a demoniac family where there is already envy of Krishna. Yes, and you keep increasing your envy, And when your envy increases, the consummate. Like Shishupal, then I'll kill you and liberate you. That's another path to attain Krishna. Yes, that's another way, the second way. That you keep remaining envious, and then you become the worst of the demons. And Narad Muni also says that. I'll just show it in the puppet. This is Hari 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 Hari. Yeah, here. I'll just show you the puppet. This is 7th canto. 1. I guess it comes in this section. Narad Muni says this. By devotional service, one cannot achieve such intense absorption in thought of the Supreme Personality of Godhead as one can achieve through enmity towards him. That is my opinion. Yeah. So demons can be much more intense and absorbed than Krishna. So that is the path they choose. But of course, we are not here to do that. Our path is Anukulena Krishna Anusevanam. So this, in principle, Narad Muni is telling that you can achieve that intense absorption, but he's not recommending that. So that is how they become more and more envious, and they come towards this 7.1.27. All right. I'll pause here. Anyone has any questions?
Yeah, Prabhuji, we have other class now. So we are,
Great.
this Kartik month, we are not doing question answers because we are doing Vrindavan Parikrama. Sorry for that, Prabhuji. I know you are busy.
Thank you so much.
I know you are also busy in the other services there in the temple. So thank you, Prabhu, for the valuable association and very nice class. So we will close Srimad Bhagavatam class here, but we have Parikrama to Vrindavan. Please stay on the call. Vanchakalpatarubhyasya kripa sindhubhyev bhavabhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namah. Ananta Koti Vaishnav Vrinda ki jai. Srila Prabhupada Sanatan Dharma ji ki jai. So much, Prabhu. Hari bol. Thank you, Prabhu. Yeah.
Thank you, Prabhu. Love you, Prabhuji. Such a beautiful class. Thank you, Prabhu.
Hari Hari. See you.
Krishna. Dhanavad Pranam, Prabhu.
Dhanavad.
Thank you, Prabhu.
Yeah. So,
Jai. So,
Raj Prabhu, over to you. Please introduce the Prabhu.
Thank you.